So did you ever wonder what your digital accounts do after you die? Do they just disappear? Or is there some sort of digital afterlife? The answer seems to be getting more and more complex now, and here to break it down for us is Jason Smolen. He's an attorney in Vienna, Virginia. Jason, is this at the point where we have so many of these accounts? Should we put a list and passwords in our will? Are we that far?
Yeah, pretty much you need to, because we're barely keeping up with it, and I would say go very old school on this one, and basically make a physical list, not necessarily in your will, because that will change all the time, but I think it's important to make a list of all your accounts, passwords, so someone knows what even exists.
As laws try to evolve following this, can family members actually get in trouble for posting stuff to your accounts after you pass away?
Well, that's a great question, because even if you have the password and the code, that you sign every time you do that click-through type and you say, I agree, you're signing a terms of service agreement, which may say you're not allowed to let anybody else use it. And there are federal laws that make it illegal in certain cases for people to access these things.
Let's call it like it is. Nobody reads through 17 pages of legalese before you say yes on Facebook. Do you have to hire a lawyer to make sure you read through that?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm a lawyer and I never read that either.
Right.
But you really do need to take a look and start planning, because it used to be when someone died, or passed, died, you go through their mail, and in about a month, you got to know everything they had. And by certainly the end of the year, you knew everything. Now, nothing shows up.
So how do you prepare? What's the best way to prepare? Either you, your loved ones, as you're unfortunately making final arrangements. It sounds weird connected to social media, but...
Yeah, and especially for the audience that uses this, it's really a far way off, which is good. But the thing is that, starting with the list, making sure somebody knows what you have, so if something happens to you, even if you just get disabled, all your assets don't go poof. For example, even if you have a PayPal account and there's money in it, who would know that it's there?
No kidding.
And these days, you could have a bank account that a lot of people have bank accounts, they never get a statement. Someone has to know about it. So again, I would go with the old school, starting with a list, and then make sure then you have to give instructions to somebody on what to do with it.
Wow, it just gets more and more complicated.
Sure does.
Attorney Smolen, we appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
Thank you for the advice.